We're back with the BYD seal on the channel, and we're here in Germany between the showers. So it is a European spec, very near production ready version of what we had in China a couple of months ago. If you want to go and see that review, I'll stick the review up on the channel, but we have it here in this ice blue. In some markets this BYD is illuminated, but I don't think we're going to get it in the European market with that light pollution policy. We have the very daytime running light, very similar to the Porsche Taycan. We've got these daytime running LEDs, glass black in underneath. You can hear the battery cooling in. We have a 50 odd litre frunk in underneath. Everything else is fairly closed off. Down along the side then you've got your 19-inch wheels. You've got that design flag here on the side, some glass blacking along the edge with some undulations along here because it's based on the ocean theme series. Your body colored mirror, your glass black, body colored all the way along. This has the pano sunroof. This one doesn't have the droplets in the rear quarter panel, so they've kind of toned down and taken the feedback for that European audience. Also, you've got the flush door handles that pop in or pop out. And you've got the charging flat back here, 11 kilowatt on AC and up to 150 kilowatt on DC. This has the Blade battery. This has cell to body technology, which makes it a lot more rigid, but we're going to take it out on the road after this. Gloss black B-pillar with a gloss black surround. Very little chrome on this car. Let's head down along the back and you can have a look to see some of the other European differences than what you get in the Asian market. This was going to be called the Atto 4, but they've kept with the BYD seal name. Great to have it back on the channel. Let's have a look at the back. Very clean down along the back of the BYD seal. You've got that sloping roofline with that gloss black lip. It is a saloon, not a hatch. Power taillift, and on the back of that taillift you'll notice that there isn't any build your dreams anymore. So again, learning from the European audience. 400 litre boot. It is not bad in the width. You've got that dyno audio. You've got a small sub frunk in underneath there for your charging cables, but it is super deep. You can see it is the length of that umbrella deep because that is folding flat. Power taillift, and you've got some design elements from the Ocean series down along here, which I think is just enough. You have the 3.8S, which is the 3.8 seconds for the all-wheel drive version, which this is. A fairly aggressive diffuser. Drag coefficient of 0.219 on the BYD seal. I really like the back of it. I know some people aren't a fan of some of these curves on it, but I think it's beautiful looking. Let's have a look on the inside. Somebody was asking in my last video about dropping down the seats and what that looks like. So let's see if we can do it. Oh yeah, okay. And then the other side. Oh, that's not bad at all actually. There is definitely a lip in it, but they've done a nice job of it. It's with that really bolstered, and you can see there then it's long, but it's not very high. So I think I might be the first person to drop the seats in the back of the BYD seal. Inside the BYD seal, and there's 5 different colour interiors. So this is that powder blue that I would call, I'm not sure what the exact colour, this is sky blue, ice blue is the exterior colour. You've got your head-up display, you've got your 10.25 inch screen, you've got your 15.25 rotating screen, large Ocean series steering wheel with left is the driver assist, right is your volume modes, etc. Behind that on the left hand side is your stalk for your lights, etc. and the right hand side is for your wipers. The steering wheel itself is reach and rake. And some beautiful design here. You've got your double stitched with the blue and the white, some micro suede or Alcantara. You've got some glass black, but it actually is not bad. There is a design to it, so it's not as fingerprinty as others. Dual wireless charging pad. You've got your crystal gear selector. You have your storage in underneath, your 2 cup holders, your NFC charging pad, and then in underneath here is your large storage bin. And in the Asian market, it has the microphone holder for charger, but we don't get that currently in the European market. That pano sunroof is absolutely gorgeous. These seats are stunning. They are fairly well bolstered. You have an ISOFIX position on the right hand side with 2 more in the rear. I've driven it on the Autobahn. We're going to drive it around the country here, the city roads here where we're staying, just on one of the lakes just outside of Munich. Yeah, it's beautifully finished, something totally different to the likes of the Tesla Model 3. If they get the pricing right, and we're going to have pricing next week at the IAA in Munich for the Seal and the Seal U, but what I'm hearing through the grapevine is around that 50,000 euros, which puts a bang in line with a long-range Tesla Model 3, and it's going to be head-to-head, and I know the new Tesla Model 3 is coming, but it is beautiful. Let's have a seat in the back. That seat is set for me. I'm 188 centimeters, 6'2". Sitting in the back, you've got those curved seats with the bit of gloss black, dual pocket holders, double twin vents. You've got your charging flap in underneath with the USB Type A and Type C, flat floor, 3 centimeters headroom, another 4 centimeters, really nice recline, longer wheelbase than the Tesla Model 3. This is 2.92, and you've got your armrest here. Let's take it out for a drive. So driving the BYD Seal, it's a start-stop button. That's after turning it off. And then turn it back on again. You've got the BYD animations on both. And as I mentioned already, you've got a 10 head-up display, a 10.25-inch Mation cluster binnacle, and then a 15.6-inch rotatable screen. That does this party trick. It's a it's a crystal drive selector, drive reverse neutral, and probably be best to go down this way. It's got a couple of different, that's the pedestrian warning noise, and then there's a little, it's very much like a ice cream van is how I describe it. So we have a couple of different prompts. So we've got the standard prompt, that's dynamic. They're the two, and then there's one that's on brand. It's like an ice cream van. Interesting. This is the all-wheel drive version, and that's designated by the 3.8 seconds on the back, so that's 0 to 100. The rear-wheel drive version is 5.9. So we've already driven on the Autobahn. Super smooth, obviously super powerful as well. So quiet, like whisper quiet. So suspension wise, it's a double wishbone on the front and multi-link in the rear. So this is urban cobble streets, and it's taking it in its ease, no problem at all. Yeah, beautiful. So it's an 82.5 kilowatt hour battery. It seems to be in Europe we're getting just that battery size, and then the 2 trim levels, which are dictated to as to rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Haven't got prices yet. We're going to get prices next week at IAA. This video is going out on Thursday morning, just at the end of August 2023. It's the second time it's been on the channel, as we've talked about before, if you haven't already seen that. And there's a full BYD playlist if you're interested in understanding the Atto 3. This was supposed to be called the Atto 4, but they've kept the Chinese Asian name of Seal into the European market. It's definitely going to make it unique, rather than a number designation. Beautiful Bavaria, just outside, an hour outside of Munich, and raining all day, raining all week I've been told, and we're away. That all-wheel drive system, yeah, no bother there. It's got a very aggressive lane keep assist and speed sign recognition, and some people have been turning it off. It resets every time because of the general safety regulations too. European legislation that's coming in, it has to reset every time. You can see there now, it didn't like that at all. So what it's picking up on is the new tarmac or sheen rather than the white line. So it felt that, so they're definitely going to have to work on that with a software update. It's probably the only negative. Rear visibility, and somebody commented about it, saying that it wasn't great, and it isn't with that third headrest in the middle. It's a small bit longer, a small bit wider, a small bit taller, with a longer wheelbase than the Tesla Model 3. Wow. It is fairly... driver assists. Driving assist, lane support system. Lane support is probably the wrong word for it. I know, I'm going to turn you off. Okay, there you go. Super fast, super responsive. But the suspension is set up, I think, very well, and it's not as tough as the Tesla. And we're comparing it because the Tesla is the benchmark for saloon sedan electric vehicles. So should I have put Tesla in the title? Super quiet, super smooth. Suspension is nicely set up. Steering wheel is good. It's really, you can really feel what's going on. Visibility out of the back isn't great. There's a lot of positives with the BYD seal. Price is going to be the next big thing. One thing I don't know is, does it get the dash cam built in? I know there's been some questions about that with regards to whether we're going to get that in the European Union. It's there. Hopefully you've enjoyed my second drive of the BYD seal. First time was in a very warm and humid China. A bit back to a bit more Irish-like weather here in Germany. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. Like the video and share it. And remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thank you very much for watching. This is the white version that we had in China. It looks kind of solid white here, but it was definitely a pearlescent color. And then we've got the chalk gray here. And then the one that went by there is the Atlantis gray, which kind of has a blue color on it. Reversing in here. So a couple of different colors there.